Shalom, Kol Halal, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua Ba'Shem Kal Kodash. Double honors to the elder apostles of GMS, including the elders that came before them that taught us this truth. Shalom and salutations to all the brothers that push the word in truth and in sincerity, the hopeful elect tabernacle of David. I'm the brother Yahshua, back with the World War III update. And let me say this first, all right? You should go back and watch yesterday's World War III Daily update. Because it looks as though nobody watched it, but I don't know what to believe now because I'm sitting there watching the view count and I watch it go from 15 to 14 before my eyes. So I can only imagine that they're, controlling the numbers and hiding it, if you will. No telling. But if you didn't watch it, go back and watch that because it's very, very, wow. It's very informative, we'll say. All right. Anyway, today we're going to keep it simple, stupid, because we know that people have a short attention span. But go back and watch yesterday's if you want some real information. I believe that they're blocking it because it was so informative. Anyway, we'll start right here. Revelation 11 and 14 is speaking of the Second and Third World War. The second woe means destruction, but in this case it's referring to the World War. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe, World War III, cometh quickly. All right. God is gathering the armies of the world into the valley of Jehoshaphat down in the Middle East. Joel 3 and 2, I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among all nations and parted my land. More specifically, this is the NLT version of Joel 3 and 2, I will gather the armies of the world. I will gather the armies of the world into the valley of Jehoshaphat. There will I judge them for harming my people. Okay? So here's what God is doing. He's setting up the armies of the world so he can judge them, meaning I'm going to destroy them. Okay? Right here, Isaiah 66 and 16. For by fire and by his sword will the Lord execute, the Lord will execute judgment on all flesh, and many will be slain by the Lord. Okay? Starting with their armies. First, I'm going to disarm all the nations. Then I'm going to burn you with your own nuclear swords or missiles, if you will. Why? We're in the time of great judgment. All right? That's what's going on. Well, what's going on in the world right now? Well, we're in the time of great judgment. All right, so let's take a look at God gathering the troops into the valley of Jehoshaphat. This is 2 days ago. I keep seeing all this stuff about Ethiopia, but this caught my eye. So let's take a look at this and get an update on the Russian-Ukraine conflict. This goes back to the first, which is, 2-3 days ago? Let's check it out.
Drinking water.
Okay, of course. Gotta have a damn commercial. All right, so this is the Military and Foreign Affairs Network channel. January 1st, Russian-Ukraine conflict. January 1st. All right, and belly fat. Here we go.
Good day, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Military and Foreign Affairs Network. I am your host, the Voice of Reason. Today, in this episode, I wanted to continue our coverage of the ongoing crisis, the ongoing conflict between the Russian Federation, Ukraine, NATO, and the United States in the West. But I haven't done a video on this in a few days. Not a lot has changed. Obviously, we know that there was an additional phone call that took place, a 1 hour phone call, a roughly 50-minute phone call between Vladimir Putin and Joe Biden. And during that phone call, it would appear that the ante has been upped. Putin has upped the ante, so to speak, against Ukraine and the West, threatening to basically break off all ties with the United States, and continues to posture itself with a significant military force along the border of Ukraine. What is the latest media coverage that is coming out of both mainstream and not so mainstream media? So let's have a look at it here real quick. Latest news, News AM. Ukraine closes its ports to Russian ships. And that is coming from News AM, a news site out of Armenia. That is a fairly heavy-handed event, considering the closeness between the Russian Federation and Ukraine as we look at, in terms of the past. And now here we sit, and Ukraine is not allowing any Russian ships to enter any Ukrainian ports at this point. Biden to speak with Ukrainian President Zelensky amid Russian military buildup. And Ukrainian soldier killed by separatists as tensions with Russia soar. Putin builds tension to make West approve Nord Stream 2 expert TVP World. And there's more news blurps about the ports being closed to Russian ships. And Ukraine Internet 112, Ukraine International. Biden warns Putin of plans to increase U.S. presence in Europe over Ukraine. So where we sit right now in terms of this crisis is it looks like neither side is willing to acquiesce. Obviously, at least on the surface, NATO is not going to revert itself back to post 1997 lines of military activity, meaning it would withdraw its military assets out of Poland, Lithuania, Estonia, Latvia, and more importantly, in the behind the scenes negotiation is the Aegis Ashore system located in Romania. That is a huge issue for Vladimir Putin as well, but you don't hear about it that much. But again, that Aegis Ashore system is something that really annoys Vladimir Putin, and he would like that at some point removed. Could that be a bargaining chip in the background where we see a possible de-escalation in terms of could they in fact shut down that Aegis Ashore system?
All right, enough. Wow, he's getting deep. This guy goes deep into, what he knows. All right, so that, and this happened the other day. What was it? 5 countries have nuclear spell that right? Talks. Let's see what comes up here. 8 days. You go for the nuclear deal. What happened? A month ago. What happened 2 days ago? I guess they're not going to show it. Iran nuclear, 1 year, 10 months. 5 nuclear weapon states vow. Let's look at this. Okay, so this is Ring News, 17 hours ago. 5 nuclear weapon states vow to prevent atomic weapons from spreading to ensure no nuclear war. Now, we already know that this is some bullshit because the world as we know it is going to be destroyed by nuclear fire, and I feel fine. So let's check this out. Of course, there's a damn commercial. Bear with me. And here we go.
In other news, the world's 5 major nuclear weapon states, including the US, China, and Russia, have agreed that a nuclear war must never be fought and have declared that one could never be won.
Yeah, but is that going to stop these idiots from doing the will of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua? God is going to harden their heart. They came together and they pledged that we're not going to mutually destroy each other, but men's goings are of the Lord. All right? The heart of the king is in the hands of God. The heart meaning his mind. Vladimir is the king of the Medes. This guy, Joe Biden, who has no heart or no mind, is the king of Egypt. He's Pharaoh, or he's the king of Babylon the Great.
In a pledge rarely seen, the nations agreed to work together to reduce the risk of such a conflict ever happening. Kim Hyo-sun with this report.
5 global nuclear powers have pledged to prevent the proliferation of atomic weapons and to ensure a nuclear war is never fought. In a rare joint statement Monday, the leaders of 5 nuclear weapon states, China, France, Russia, Britain, and the US said it's their primary responsibility to prevent nuclear war and avoid an arms race. The countries, who are also the permanent members of the UN Security Council, vowed to work with other nations to create an atmosphere of security. The statement comes ahead of a review of the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty slated for this year. The Russian language version of the statement stipulated that there could be no winners in a nuclear war and one should never be started. The Kremlin explained that it hopes the pledge will reduce international tensions.
These shall hate the whore and burn her with fire. What is that?
France also emphasized the 5 countries' determination for nuclear arms control and disarmament. China stressed the states will increase mutual trust and replace competition with coordination and cooperation. The latest pledge is expected to become a variable in tackling the North Korean nuclear issue as the regime seeks to be recognized as a nuclear state internationally. Kim Hyo-sun, Arirang News.
I don't think so. All right, so you see this rhetoric. This is war and rumors of war. It falls into. Let me see if I can find this. Let's see what the scriptures say about this. These shall hate. Oh, let's see. Let's see what this is. NATO. All right, the beast. Where's the beast? The 10 horns, the EU, the European Union, NATO, and the EU. Let's see what's above that. Okay, let's go above that. This is Revelation 17 and start at 15, yeah? All right. Start at 12. And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as yet, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast. All right, these have one mind. This is NATO and the EU. Shall give their power and strength unto the beast. These shall make war with the Lamb. Who's the Lamb? The one you ignorantly call Jesus, right? So the beast is going to make war. Make what? This is the World War III Daily Update. All right, we're talking about war here. So these countries are going to try to fight against the one you ignorantly call Jesus, whose name is Yahushua, and the angels. It says so right here. And the Lamb shall overcome them, and they're going to get their ass whooped. Right? For he is Lord of lords and King of kings. We know who that is. And they that are with him, who's that? Who's with him? The angels are called and chosen and faithful. And it's talking about the 1/3, the ground troops, all right? That's us. And he saith unto me, the waters which thou sawest, where the whore sitteth. Who's the whore? Who's the whore of Babylon? All right, this is talking about Babylon the Great. All right, the whore is America. Our people, the waters which thou sawest, where the whore sitteth, are people and multitudes and nations and tongues. What they call the great melting pot. And the 10 whores which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, the EU, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire. How are they going to burn her with fire? Wait a minute. What did this just say? Didn't they just come together and pledge? 5 states vowed to prevent atomic weapons from spreading to ensure no nuclear war. But right here, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. Why? For the Most High hath put in their hearts, your heart is your mind. Heart is the Hebrew word lab, which means your mind. To fulfill his will, he's going to harden their hearts. What does it mean? Well, God hardened Pharaoh's heart. Well, he worked on his mind and changed his mind to do what he wanted him to do. And to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast until the words of God shall be fulfilled. Got it? Got it? For God hath put in their hearts to fulfill his will. What is his will? To burn her with fire. What fire? This fire. Zechariah 14 and 12. And this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away, meaning burn. What does it mean to consume? It means to burn. Shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. That's that newt that they're talking about. Oh, we're not going to do that to each other. But guess what? The Most High got your heart, your mind. The heart of the king. Is, I have to go here to get that. Let me see. Bear with me real quick. We'll make this the last one. The heart of the king. The heart of the king. Let's go here quickly. This is Proverbs 21 and 1. The king's heart, meaning his mind, is in the hand of the Lord. Is in the hand of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. So you could say this all day. Oh, well, we pledge. Your pledge don't mean shit. You're going to destroy each other with fire. Mutually assured destruction. You people are mad. All right, so with that, we're going to call it a day. We hope that the elect were edified, and until tomorrow, shalom.